Did Beyoncé actually whiten her skin? That's the headline the internet ran with. Screenshots, side-by-sides, and a flood of hot takes tried to turn a look into a confession. Some called it proof. Others said it was styling. The claims spread faster than the facts, because they always do. But when you strip away the noise, a tougher question waits underneath. Are we looking at a real transformation, or the kind of camera-ready illusion pop stars use every day? Let's pull this apart piece by piece, without the fluff, and see what's really in frame. One glossy rollout and the comment section detonated. Blonde waves, diamond bright denim, a shimmering palette that threw light around like confetti. The timeline swore it saw a different skin tone. She's going lighter. She wants the classic bombshell look. This is Marilyn cosplay. People argued about intention as if intention were printed on the ad itself. And that's the trap. An image can be anything to anyone. The more iconic the reference, the louder the projection. Some viewers read strategy. Others read surrender to a narrow beauty script. That friction is why the clip looped across feeds, and why the claim of whitening found oxygen. But this wasn't the first time. And that wasn't the whole story. We've seen this movie before. Back in the Renaissance film era, the theme leaned chrome and silver. Platinum hair, reflective fabrics, light bouncing everywhere. The rumor then was the same: she's bleaching. Her mother shut that down, explaining the look as part of the concept. Head-to-toe coherence for a high-shine night. That explanation made sense to some, and bounced off others. That's the internet. But it matters because it shows a pattern. Certain palettes plus certain wigs, plus high-key lighting, can appear to lighten anyone on camera. When the new visuals revived the old discourse, people acted like the rumor had aged into evidence. It hadn't. It just got recycled with a fresher thumbnail. But that still wasn't the whole story. If you've ever stood by a bright window at noon, you know how quickly light can reshape a face. Pop imagery turns that everyday trick into an art form. Blonde or cool tone hair behaves like a reflector, kicking brightness back onto the cheekbones and jaw so the skin reads cleaner and on camera, a touch lighter. Wardrobe and sets do the same job. Silver, crystal, and glossy fabrics bounce light into the frame, while darker backgrounds soak it up and make the subject glow. Makeup teams nudge undertones with foundation and highlighters so the look matches the mood of the era. Lighting crews flood the scene with soft, even sources that erase shadows. The less shadow, the flatter and brighter the skin appears. After that, cameras and colors fine-tune the image so the chrome palette feels cohesive, often cooling the grade to match the shine. Even the platforms we watch on get a vote. Compression, auto brightness, and tiny thumbnails can tilt contrast just enough to change what our eyes think they see. None of this is a confession about melanin. It's the toolbox of modern visuals. And when a project leans into gleam, the comment section usually leans into certainty. Why did this rumor catch fire so easily? Because the conversation isn't just about one person. It's about the industry's long habit of rewarding certain looks and sidelining others. That's colorism. It lives in casting calls, cover shoots, label budgets, and the unwritten rules about what sells. You don't need a conspiracy board to see how that history shapes reactions today. For some, any shift toward old Hollywood styling reads like compliance with a narrow ideal. For others, it looks like reclamation, standing in a space where you weren't always welcomed and taking it over. Both reactions make sense. What doesn't make sense is pretending that systemic bias turns accusations into facts about someone's private choices. A system can be unfair and a rumor can still be a rumor. But image strategy matters, too. Artists reinvent. That's the rule. A blonde era can signal brightness, bombshell energy, nostalgia, a pivot into Americana, or just pure fun. Fans clock the references instantly. A wave pattern, a hairline, the way a dress catches light. Some viewers see a victory lap. We're in every mood board now. Others see a narrow template being rewarded again. This is why the same look can read like liberation to one person and limitation to another. And it's why the whitening claim sticks around. The aesthetic feels like evidence even when it isn't. The look becomes a stand-in for a much older argument about who gets crowned classic and who gets told to tone it down. But rumors need more than vibes. If you believe the rumor, you need a motive. The internet supplied plenty. None are proven. They're just stories people tell to make a picture make sense. Some say it's market calculus, a look tuned for broader crossover appeal and legacy brand deals. A polished, old Hollywood polish that plays in every tax bracket and every billboard. It's a neat theory. It also ignores the obvious. She already sells out without changing anything. Others frame it as iconography judo. Tap the blonde bombshell shorthand, then bend it. Use the world's most recognizable hair color the way a director uses a score. So the frame reads timeless before a word is spoken. Critics see assimilation. Fans see a power move. Walking into the archive and leaving with the crown. There's the thumbnail theory. On small screens, high contrast faces and bright hair cut through the clutter. Cooler grades and reflective fabrics pop at 2 inches tall. You don't need a surgeon for that, just someone who knows how click-through works. Another angle is era cohesion. Pick a palette, repeat it until it stamps the memory. Hair, wardrobe, lighting, even merch visuals. The consistency makes the moment legible at a glance. In that reading, the shine isn't a confession, it's packaging. Then comes provocation as PR. Not shock for shock's sake, but a controlled spark. A look that guarantees free headlines, reaction videos, and stitched think pieces. Earn media without lifting a finger. The risk? You don't control which narrative rides the wave. Global watchers push a territory read. Some regions prefer certain glam codes in advertising. Teams localize visuals to glide past gatekeepers. Maybe. Or maybe that's giving the rumor more logistics than it deserves. There's also the personal taste argument. Sometimes the motive is as simple as I like it. Artists are allowed to play, to try a color, to change their mind next month. Autonomy is a motive, too. And finally, the reclamation lens. Step into a style that once kept you outside, not to fit in, but to resize the room. To some, that's audacious. To others, it looks like agreement with the old rules. Same frame, opposite reads. Compelling? Sure. Conclusive? No. A motive is a story. Proof is something else entirely, which is where we go next. Let's separate 3 lanes. 1. Accusations surfaced. People said it online. Loudly. 2. Styling choices are visible. Hair, wardrobe, lighting, makeup, those are on camera. 3. Verified evidence of skin bleaching. This is the lane that stays empty. The internet loves to leap from lane 1 to lane 3, using lane 2 as a shortcut. Look at this blonde wig, therefore procedure. That's not how proof works. Claims about drastic treatments or secret overseas procedures are speculation. If someone states it as fact, they should show something verifiable, not a screenshot filtered 3 times, not a shadow called a scar, not a color grade pretending to be a doctor's note. You can critique styling all day. Just don't confuse storytelling with surgery. And still, the rumor keeps breathing. Controversy is a content format now. It has beats. It has roles. It has an algorithm. One account posts the before/after. Another stitches it. A third drops a thread with 20 slides that feel persuasive because they're long. Then the fan counter threads, disproves a few points, and the cycle repeats. Everyone gets engagement, very few get clarity. Add stan rivalries, brand tie-ins, and media incentives, and you've got a rumor with its own life support. The wild part? Even rebuttals keep the claim trending because the platform doesn't care what you said, only that you said it often enough. So what do we do with all that noise? Here's the line that keeps the debate honest. It's fair to interrogate the system, not to invent facts about a person. The industry's beauty rules deserve scrutiny. Who gets cast? Which looks are labeled timeless? How lighting and styling choices can make certain features feel more marketable than others? It's also fair to ask whether a specific aesthetic widens the frame or quietly narrows it. But personal medical claims require evidence, and rumor isn't evidence. Turning wigs, color grades, or a bright backdrop into diagnoses is lazy criticism dressed up as certainty. A better conversation sounds like this. If a look seems to center one ideal, how do future visuals expand the range without dulling the star? Who's behind the lens making the lighting and grading calls? And how can those teams build radiance that reads inclusive? That's where opinions turn into outcomes. It's less explosive than a headline, but it's the path that actually changes pictures and the stories we tell with them. In the end, the rumor says more about us than about her. We're quick to turn style into scandal, lighting into evidence, and one image into a verdict. The truth is simpler and harder. Pop imagery is engineered to bend light, mood, and meaning. It can absolutely echo a narrow standard. It can also hijack that standard and bend it back. Both can be true. If you want the real headline, it's this. Accusations surfaced, proof didn't. The bigger story is the one we keep punting. Who sets the beauty rules, who benefits, and how to build visuals where every shade shines without a debate. Until we take that on, The next glossy rollout will spark the same fight with a different thumbnail, and you'll know exactly how it spreads. Who do you think's gonna be the next person in the limelight? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get the latest celebrity news and updates. I'll see y'all on the next one.